Good morning. Welcome to my humble abode in the Netherlands, Rotterdam, Netherlands. Watch the beautiful sun as the sun rises. So this is the morning, beautiful Rotterdam morning in Rotterdam South. And I'm embark on my day right now. So I'm currently standing on one of the docks in Rotterdam seaport. So I'm in Rotterdam seaport, and this is one of the docks. This dock in specific is called the Walhaven, or roughly translated, the I don't even know what it means in Dutch. This is the name of this seaport in specific. The entire city of Rotterdam, the center of Rotterdam is right there. It's by the three towers. And over there is going towards deeper in the seaport, so the Rotterdam harbor. So these ships are actually international ships, trade ships, you know. Some of these ships are like, all these ships right here, you see right here, are like trading ships, transport ships, the trade, industry ships, you know, or bulk ships, like got minerals, coal, like silver, iron, all kind of raw minerals, you know. So this is one part of the Rotterdam harbor. This entire city is actually a big harbor city, you know. It's actually the biggest seaport in the entire, one of the biggest in the biggest in the entire Europe, and one of the largest in the entire world. And it's been the number one in the world up until the early 2000s. So. Well, I'm currently still at the south side of Rotterdam, and what is separating Rotterdam South from the rest of the Rotterdam, the city? So what separates Rotterdam South from the city is literally the bridge over there. You can see it, the Erasmus Bridge. You got also other bridges. They got the Willems Bridge, like a red bridge, and they also got like the older bridge, you know, a white bridge. So I think the Millennium Bridge and the Willems Bridge, but then these bridges. So this body of water is what separates Rotterdam South from the rest of Rotterdam City. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm at the other side of the dock, but you have like an underground tunnel structure that goes underneath the water. So there's an underground tunnel. It's makes you cross from this side to the other side of Rotterdam City. And gonna head you over there by they call it the Euromast. But that's for people who want to tour and stuff. But I'm not gonna explain it in this video. I just want to let y'all know that there's an underground tunnel that's literally underneath the water that you're looking at right now, which I'm gonna cross right now. And I'm heading into the tunnel right now. So yes, let's go. Yeah, we're currently in the tunnel. Well, I'm underneath the tunnel right now. We call it the Maas Tunnel. It's also a tunnel. The Maas, I don't know what to call it. Like I don't know why they call it that. But anyways, the Maas Haven is like the harbor. Like I told you, the different harbors, right? The Waal Harbor, the Maas Harbor, like those are different harbor names, right away. So I don't know how to translate that shit in English. The point is, I'm walking currently inside the tunnel, underneath the body of water I just showed you. So this, I'm walking currently in the Maas Tunnel. Yeah, and that shit dope though. And I just got to hear that this tunnel is 83 years old, so we are 2025 right now. Oh shit, that means it was founded in 1947, right after World War II. So this is like an old tunnel, so if anything happens, a crack in the fucking walls, I'm underwater, I'm gonna be drowning and shit, but that's it, that's life. shit was bound to happen anyway then. But I think they need to renovate this and do regular construction updates. And what you call it, they do regular renovations on it. So I don't have to worry about none of that. But yes, it's pretty safe, I guess. You know, but this is the part of Rotterdam. So, I've just crossed the Maze Tunnel and I'm currently standing on the other side of the Rotterdam harbor. And so I'm no longer in Rotterdam South or the south side of the Rotterdam. I'm currently standing by the center of Rotterdam. And right now, if you can see, there's gonna be a boat crossing me right now at this side. Let's look ahead. That's a good looking boat. That's a, what you call it? That's a good looking speedboat, by the way. They call it the non-sinkable boat. So that boat is not sink, you know, sink proof. So if like were to flip over in a weather storm or whatever, it goes back up. I know those newer model speedboats, by the way. Well, I ain't here to talk about yachts and boats right now. I currently came to talk about the historical magnitude of this part of Rotterdam and the Rotterdam harbor. Because between the 17th and 19th century, the Netherlands was a major colonial power around the world. And they had all kinds of shipping companies and West Indian trade companies, you know, and also during the slave trade. Well, in Amsterdam, they were known to auction off a lot of slaves. Major important, like investors and slave owners used to auction off slaves over there in Amsterdam. The same thing similar to what they did in New York. Also New Amsterdam and New York in America. Like how they used to, the North used to auction off slaves over there during Black Friday. That's how they used to auction off slaves over here in the Netherlands, in the city of Amsterdam. But I'm in Rotterdam right now. Why is this important? Even though they used to auction off slaves in Amsterdam, they came over here in the Rotterdam docks to repair the ships and also send them to the colonial destinations. I mean, right here at the Rotterdam docks, where I'm currently standing right now. Right here at this very spot where I'm standing is where they used to auction off slaves less than 150 years ago. And as further proof of my reference, here is an image of what it looks like. It's right here are statues of slaves they used to have in chain. You see the chain on the feet? And they're supposed to symbolize the boat. Of where they had the ancestors of the black diaspora. Also, to further elaborate what I was saying earlier, is that right now I'm reading that between 1621 and 1863, around the estimate of 60,000 African slaves were transported from Africa to South America, Suriname, and the Caribbean Dutch Antilles, and specifically Curacao. Also probably Aruba or Bonaire, because those also belong to the Dutch Antilles. But what I'm trying to say is the estimate might be even a lot more than 60,000 African slaves. I think it's closer to 800,000 right here in Rotterdam alone, you know. And that's one of the major slave ports during the slave trade, you know. The Dutch, because also the British and the Spanish and the Portuguese, but the Dutch were the big boys, if you know what I mean. They were really good. And they used to trade slaves when they auctioned them off in Amsterdam, it was probably not just for money, but also for sugar, and primarily for tobacco, sugar, and coffee. So human beings, yes, talk about men, women, and children. African men, women, and children in particular, were sold and traded for tobacco, coffee, and sugar. Just food for thought, something to think about. This is the history that they don't teach you in school and you don't see on television. Yeah, so as far as the camera quality and the shootings and the angles, I'm trying my best. But at the end of the day, I'm not a fucking cameraman and not really a YouTuber, you know. I'm an explorer who happens to own a fucking camera. So if y'all don't like it, I don't give a fuck, to be honest with you, understand? Like, it is what it is, you know. Last I checked, they shoot niggas, so Ain't none of that shit with the cameraman never does, you know, because I'm not a fucking cameraman. So, just take it or leave it. That's basically what it is. Well, as I showed y'all guys earlier before I crossed the tunnel, right now I'm at the center of Rotterdam, which people also call koolsingel. Well, kool stands for like same thing in English, kool, you know, like the things that burns hot fire, you know, kool. And single basically means square, so downtown square. So koolsingel means the Kool Square, basically, in a nutshell. So Kool Square, downtown square, Rotterdam. And right now I can show you like the Erasmus Bridge. And I'm standing at the other side of those 3 buildings I showed you earlier before I crossed the tunnel. Let me show y'all guys right now. Those right there, those 3 buildings I showed you earlier. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm currently standing in the heart of Rotterdam, which is called koolsingel, right? I told you that earlier. Well, the city of Rotterdam was founded in the year 1270 when they decided to build a dam on top of the river Rotterdam. Around that time, Rotterdam was a fishing village, right? It was a small community, fishing village, which later on expanded to an international center of trade and distribution. In the year 1340 is when they decided to give the city an official stamp of municipality and decided to recognize Rotterdam as an official city. Like I said earlier, I'm currently standing in the heart of koolsingel, the heart of Rotterdam. Right now, I'm standing in front of monuments, which is ancient seals of ancient seals of coat and arms. So you're going to be looking at symbols, the seals of the ancient pre-medieval Netherlands, Rotterdam seals and arms. What we wrote on these things right now, I can tell you it's been rewritten, so it doesn't make any much sense, but I'm going to show you guys right now. I'm going to show you the seals of the like when the Roman Empire and when France still had like a stronghold in this side of the Netherlands. Bear with me. There's one seal. Symbol. Most y'all know what that stands for. The hero of the sign, the Lion of Judah. Because in the Roman Empire they had all the early Christianity. And like I say, seal coat arm, like, you know what I'm saying? The shield, the arrow. And you know who he is. The famous Julius Caesar. The Emperor of Rome, you know? The champ. So all this on the Roman Empire. I'm talking about the year 1000, 1100, you know what I'm saying? So pre-medieval times. Here we go again with the lion. And this, the guy, is what you call Zeus or Jesus. He's in Bulgaria, you know? So, let me put a camera back right now. So as I mentioned earlier, the city of Rotterdam was founded in the year 1270, right? Which means it's older than the entire country of the Netherlands, because the Netherlands became a kingdom in the year 1814, right? And you have King Willem of Nassau, no Prince Willem of Nassau. He was from a German monarch, Prince Willem of Nassau. He fought against the French to make the Netherlands an independent country and an independent nation, right? Because before that, you had 3 groups of people right here in the Netherlands. The first group were the Anglo-Saxons, right? So they're German descents. The second group, people from Friesland or Frisia, they're from Scandinavian descent right there, in Sweden, Norway. So you have the Anglo-Saxons, the Scandinavian Fries, and you had the French people. Those 3 people were occupying the region. So where we're standing right now, if you go back 500 years ago, most of this was underwater. Like there's a lot of this is underwater. Even the Rotterdam South area where I was at earlier, most of it was underwater. Only rare places that had like pre-European historical ruins, probably, or forest and woods, whatever. But most of it was like dense forest or just swamp underwater, you know. So they help build this right now, and they help build us with a dam. And it started in Rotterdam, and now they help strengthen the dams over here in North and South Holland, which now strengthened the entire Netherlands country, you know. So that's about basically exploration of Rotterdam. I don't like doing that. If you want like deeper details of Rotterdam history, you need to follow a tour guide, you know, follow a professional when you come here. I'm not going to tell you everything. I could have talked about the Erasmus Bridge a lot. I could have elaborated on the Euromast, a lot of other stuff in Rotterdam, but I just came to give y'all some ancient historical facts, you know, that they don't like to talk about in the media a lot, they don't like to cover a lot. And you won't find a lot of else. That's what I'm doing. I'm basically an explorer, you know. Not really a historian. I know my history, but I'm first and foremost an explorer, and I want y'all to take you with me on my journey, you know, so you can come to life with new evidence. And that's it for now, yo. Once again, I say, stay strong, stay blessed. Remember, there's no such thing as a testimony without a test.